This is a set of outdoor permanent house decoration lights, and the idea is you kind of stick these up under your eaves, they shine light down on your house, and then they're RGB color controllable lights. And there's supposed to be 100 feet in here, although it said 72 lights. So I was sent this to review for free. If you wanted to purchase it, I've seen it MSRP about $150 and maybe a $20 off coupon. So inside the box here we have 3 smaller boxes. And if I had to suspect, I suspect it will be some type of controller and the actual strings of lights. So we have here, looks like a remote control, a Wi-Fi module. It has a QR code for probably getting an app, and some kind of typical light type, power connectors with, waterproof plugs on them. And we have lots and lots of mounting hardware and a power adapter. So the power adapter here says it is universal input. No. The power adapter here is 120 volts AC, 50-60 hertz. Output is 24 volts. It looks like DC at 2.5 amps, so about 60 watts of output power here. So we have a whole bunch of screws. We have a lot of little clips with places for screws to go through, I think for holding wire. And then we have these 2 boxes which have the actual lights themselves. And so these lights here come with peel and stick adhesive on the back. So I think you can use the clips on the wire that may be able to hold the lights up, but really it looks like for holding the lights they have peel and stick. They also have 2 screw holes or nail holes here. And so you have 2 packages of these, and they have an end cap. So the last one will have an end cap, but halfway through you basically connect one to the other, and it's a 3 connector there, so power and data. And so these are kind of RGB controllable LEDs, and there's a decent number in there. Here's the input, and then your other box has another one of those. So all in all, it says 100 feet of lighting, although they said 72 lights. So I think it might be 36 lights per string, and each string is 50 feet. All right, the separation between the lights is about 15 inches, say 16 inches center to center on the lights. All right, there's 36 lights per string, so that's basically 48 feet of lights, plus you get an extra foot at each end, so it's about 50 feet total. Although when you connect the 2 together, you might not want to do the full width distance. You might, make the cord flip over a little just to keep the spacing even. This is about 6 feet total length, and what that means is that essentially you have from the beginning of your power supply here to kind of the beginning of the lights about 6 feet. And so if you're mounting them under the eaves, you're probably going to have an extension cord or something, because I don't think this is going to reach a plug on the ground if they're up at your eaves there. And I don't know, this one here says raintight, so it might be waterproof. This guy here has a button that kind of has a notch around the outside, and it doesn't say anything about being waterproof, watertight, so you might want to wrap that in plastic after you install it, perhaps. They recommend you plug these in and test them before you put them up, which sounds like a good plan to me. The lights are pretty bright. This just happened when I plugged them in. They just turned on. There's one button here, so if you push that button, the pattern changes. And so even if you don't have the remote and you don't want to hook up the app, you can kind of pick a couple of different light shows just by pushing this button. And I don't know if there's a way to turn it off. Very flashy. I'm going to push and hold the button. Alright, so it turned off if you push and hold the button. So they certainly seem bright enough to project a good amount of light on the side of your house here, because this is in the daytime next to an open window there, and we're getting a decent amount of brightness here. Now these connectors have an O-ring inside and then these things screw in, so I'm going to say these connectors are definitely weatherproof. So that one power supply is driving both strands with no problems here. Alright, so the instructions say put them 2 to 4 inches away from the wall of your house, clean the surface so that it'll stick to it, peel and stick, and they also say attach 2 screws to each light to ensure a strong and secure fit. And it says, or place the clear plastic part on the string to secure the string. Alright, I have the lights all the way down here, and then also all the way down here. And this is one of the 2 strands that are 50 feet long. I'm probably averaging about a minute per light here. I am putting 2 screws in each light, so that's, obviously a lot slower than if you were just using the peel and stick. I have this plugged in down here, control box there. I have a couple of lights on the edge of the door here, and then the rest of them go out under the eaves all the way around to the front of the house. So the remote control is pretty easy to figure out. Obviously off turns them all off. On will turn on all the lights. You can set solid colors like yellow, blue, red, green, and this W is for white. And so that'll just kind of do a solid white color. So there's red, green, blue, yellow, kind of a teal, and that's kind of a pinkish red. Now we also have various modes. So you just do mode plus, mode minus, and that will do various color cycles. So you do different modes and they will have different patterns. And if you want the patterns to go different speeds, you have these 2 speed up and speed minus buttons. So you can make the patterns go faster or slower if you like a pattern but thinks it's too fast or too slow. Now it also has these 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, and 4 hour buttons. So if you push the 3 hour button, the lights will stay on for 3 hours and then turn off automatically. The color button basically cycles through the colors. So if you keep pushing that, it just goes through all the different colors of solid colors. The control box has a single button here. So if you push that button, the lights will turn on and they will go to their last setting. If you push and hold for about 4 seconds, the lights will turn off, and that turns it on and off. Now if you push it and it turns on, you can then tap the button, and every time you tap it, it goes through a different color mode. So even if you don't have the remote, you'll be able to turn these on, cycle through some color modes, and press and hold to turn them off. On the rear of this control box, there is a QR code, and if you scan that with your phone's camera, it will take you to the app that controls this Wi-Fi enabled box. The app is called SERP Life at the Google Play Store. So this is the app at the Google Play Store. It has 4.4 stars with 1,000 reviews, 500,000 plus downloads. So this app has a size of 92 megabytes. Alright, we have to agree to the user agreement. And they have a setup where you can create an account, log in, or do a no account login like a guest. And I'm just doing the guest. So we can hit the add a device button. We have to enable Bluetooth permissions, and we have to enable nearby devices. So it found a device. We're clicking on it. Now we have to select the network to put the device on. Alright, so this is what it looks like in the daytime still. You can kind of see the lights being cast on the wall there. Have to come back at night and get a video of it at night. Alright, it's not even fully dark yet, and you can see the chase effects going along the house pretty well there. Here's what it looks like on the front. So yeah, those lights are plenty bright. I can see them several feet down the wall, and it's not even dark yet.